Thank you, Dr. Nelson. Dr. Sarah Schimtt-Wilson works to ensure that the next generation of teachers is properly prepared to ensure the education of our children and our society. Sarah reminds us that what may seem like a routine day to some has extraordinary impact to others. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Sarah Schimtt-Wilson.
Thank you, Bill, for that kind introduction. When I first found out that I had received the Outstanding Outreach and Engagement Award, I was honored. Then I thought to myself, there must be a recount. When I think about outstanding outreach and service, I think of my colleagues who meet with legislators, my colleagues who travel across the state of Montana, putting in countless hours of windshield time. People who do big and important things. I don't do any of that. So, knowing that I was going to be giving this EHHD talk, I thought, what am I going to talk about for 10 minutes? And I literally spent my summer coming up with a list of things that I do for outreach and service. So if you guys will humor me for a minute, I'm going to share with you what I was able to come up with over my summer vacation. Are you ready? I don't feel a lot of excitement. Okay. Wait till you see this outreach. A few years ago, under the leadership of Dr. Jane Downey, we had the opportunity to work on a 100-plus page document called an accreditation report. And according to the Council for the Accreditation of Education Programs, otherwise known as CAPE, accreditation is quality assurance through external peer review, just in case you needed an operational definition of accreditation. Since that time, I've continued to work on accreditation efforts as our teacher education program has aligned to both the InTask and the Professional Educator Preparation Program standards, otherwise known as the PEPs. And I was thinking that for the next remainder of my time, we could just work on this process together. We have no volunteers to work on accreditation. Okay. For the past 3 years, I have served as the program leader for the teacher education program, and part of this responsibility involves meeting with our wonderful education advisors, Cindy and David, and each week we get together and we talk about various program variance requests as we work to meet the individual needs of students. For the past 2 years, I have worked with colleagues, Amanda, James, and Rose, to incorporate the growth and enhancement of Montana students, or GEMS data, throughout our teacher education curriculum, as we look to increase our pre-service teachers' data literacy and their use of the statewide data system that's available to them. In terms of departmental service, I'm currently working with colleagues to see how the new IDEA assessments can be used in our annual review process, as faculty incorporate feedback to improve their instruction. Are you feeling the excitement of my outreach and service?
Absolutely.
Thank you. One person who said that. As an assistant teaching professor, I've had the opportunity to serve on 16 graduates, master's, and doctoral committees, which, if I'm being honest, doesn't feel like service, it just feels like the right thing to do. And with my undergraduate students, some of which are in the room tonight, thank you for coming. We have participated in the Bobcat School Day the past 2 years as MSU Athletics have welcomed thousands of school-aged children to the Brick Reed and Field House. Here's a photo of my class volunteering. As you can see, my service isn't glamorous. It isn't the type of service that gets people's attention. It's a type of service that is ordinary but necessary. I once had a colleague ask me, why would anyone want to work on accreditation? It could be similar to why would anybody want to engage in everyday service? So I spent some time thinking about that. Why do I engage in everyday service? And I was able to come up with 3 reasons. First of all, I am proud to be a Bobcat. Originally from the great state of Nebraska, it was when I came to Montana State University that I found my passion. And there were 3 specific experiences I had while I was here at MSU that changed my personal and professional trajectory. First of all, I had the opportunity to teach my first ever college class. I taught Psych 100 recitations. Second, under the guidance of Dr. Betsy Palmer, I conducted my first ever research study, an exploration of the college major of student athletes. And upon completing my first research study, I thought to myself, where has this been all my life? And then finally, at one of Bozeman's finest downtown establishments, I met a redhead I've been hanging out with ever since. This past year, employees, alumni, and community members were invited to participate in the 125 years of MSU Photo. My family, 2 alumni, and 1 future bobcat were proud to be part of it. The second reason why I engage in everyday service is because I love working with MSU students. I work with students from out of state and across the state. I work with students from Montana's biggest cities, Billings, Bozeman, Missoula, Kalispell, and Great Falls, or as the gentleman last spring called it, the greatest of falls. But as someone who researches the educational and career aspirations of rural students, I love the fact that I get to fulfill my land-grant mission every single day when I work with students from Cupbank, Belt, Sydney, Hamilton, and Joliet. This past semester, I taught a seminar class where I had a student from Southern California sitting 2 seats down from a student from Clyde Park, Montana. And listening to the 2 of them learn from each other was truly amazing. The final reason why I engage in everyday service is because I teach future educators. Over the past 8.5 years, I have taught over 1,800 MSU students. And I'm realistic, I realize that not all of those students graduated, but based off of a 6-year graduation rate of 54.7%, approximately 1,031 of them have, with many of them becoming teachers. In teaching future teachers, my teaching and service has impacted over 1,000 students, many of which have classrooms of their own. Upon reflection, doing things like working on accreditation or filling out variance requests, things that might seem ordinary are important because I work in a teacher education program. Our students graduate and become educators. These are people who are teaching your children. They're people who are teaching my children. And this is why everyday service matters. I invite you to think about your everyday service and the influence it has on the world. Thank you.
What turns you on about accreditation?
That really was a fair question, and when I thought about it, it's because of the students and what this means in the bigger picture of things. The fact that we are working in a program that prepares people that go out and teach in these classrooms. So accreditation itself is different from thinking about the impact of accreditation.
Thank you.